Good morning. Welcome to our episode 14. It's now February 12th, and we are consistent with our 2 weeks morning walk. Last night, nanood kami ng movies. It's been a while since halos regular yung panonood namin ng sine. We grew up loving watching movies. Nagsimula yan, I think, sa lolo namin, kay Angkong. His office daw, sabi ni Mami, nasa likod ng sinehan. And Mami grew up also na every time na meron siyang break from school, kasi yung school niya ay malapit lang din sa office ng kanyang papa, pupunta siya doon. And since magkapit-bahay nga yung office ni Angkong and yung sinehan, merong backdoor. So, libreng nakakapanood si Mami. She loves watching a movie so much na nagka-cutting classes siya para lang makapanood. And his papa, even si tatay tawag ni Mami, Angkong. Sinusuportahan siya. And movies are like our little escapes. It makes us see, experience, and even almost as if naka-travel ka rin sa ibang lugar just by watching movies. It's also like books. Yung movies lang, it's a shortcut. So before, hindi pa ako mahilig magbasa. Movies are my go-to. Although later on, I also find pleasure and a different kind of immersion if it's in a book. Kaya nga lang, before, always nagmamadali. I only have 2 hours to spare. And I think yung movie, yung isang film, is already good enough. There are only few movies that I watch na yung book, binasa ko rin. And somewhat, yung iba, di ba, sabi nila, when a book is translated into a movie, parati silang disappointed. But I think you should also make your expectations realistic. Kasi yung book, sobrang grabe yung details na yun. And I think I'm just always amazed kung paano nila na translate into something visual na nakukuha talaga nila. Because if the book is an instructional manual and the movie is the output, hindi mo nga mababasa yung book in just 2 hours. Sometimes it takes weeks, days, even months bago matapos. And ones who are making the film, nako-congest nila ito in just 90 minutes. So just an hour and a half. And I think that's amazing. So, usually, we grew up watching a movie. So marami kami. Not all the time na kaming lahat nanonood. It's like, maybe once a month. Pero si Mami, from time to time, nanonood talaga yan. Pero, we never felt na meron kaming na-miss na movie. Because right after she watched a movie, kinikwento niya sa amin. And true enough, nung lumaki na nga kami, si Mandrew, meron silang parang film showing sa kanilang class. And then, sure na sure siya na first time pa lang niya itong napanood. Pero hindi niya alam kung bakit alam niya kung ano yung mangyayari the next time around. Sure siya na never pa niyang na-watch yung movie na yon. Pero alam na niya kung ano yung mangyayari. And then later on, he realized, isa pala yun sa mga movies na kwento ni Mami. So, she told us the story so vividly na feeling namin, nakapanood talaga kami. And I think that is one of those things that made us chikadora. Yung storytellers. And that is why, until now, we still do that. But we are different when it comes to movies. Kasi like ako, if sabi mo, if someone I trust magsabi na maganda yung movie na to, hindi ako magpapakwento because I will watch it myself. So yun ako, sino pa ba? I think most of us in the family. Pero si Maming, kahit pa alam na niya na gusto niya ring panoorin, pero gusto niya, ikwento mo na sa kanya, ayaw niya ng walang spoilers. Di ba tayo, ayaw natin ng may spoilers. Most of the people I know. Pero si Maming ayaw niya, dahil ayaw niyang ma-stress daw. Gusto niya, alam na niya what to expect in the end. Pero sabi ko, so you are missing the point. Yung thrill, yung process. Kasi ginawa yung movie with that kind of plot na merong plot twist and all that. Pero siya, ayaw niya. Gusto niya, alam niya na lahat. Sabi ko, baka hindi mo na yan ma-appreciate right after. And she is so sure na ma-appreciate pa din niya. She's even saying that she will be able to appreciate it even more. Kasi, parang na-experience na niya and then she will experience it again at parang nasa-savor niya yung experience of watching that film. Ibang klase si Maming, no? And so, today, kwekwentuhan ko kayo nung pinanood ko. So, I'm not sure. I think wala naman siguro manonood sa inyo nito. Hindi naman siya ganun. If I will rate it, it's just an average feel-good movie. Hindi talaga siya yung mapapaloob sa mga movies na gusto kong panoorin ulit, na hindi na. Or those movies na mapapasok sa top 100 movies that I like, hindi rin. Pero, it's just a cute movie. Nung nanood kami kahapon, kami lang. I think meron lang isang tao in the movie house other than us. So, wala talaga masyadong nanonood ngayon. And it's okay for me. Kasi mas gusto ko talagang peaceful yung movie time. It's like one of those private times that I have na I'm all to myself. At kahit pa magkatabi kami ng sister ko, pero it's two seats apart. One seat apart, but it's a lazy boy. So, medyo malapad. And we were all free to laugh, to react, kasi alam namin wala kaming katabi. And it's a good experience. So, kwentuhan ko kayo. Kung ayaw nyo ng spoilers, wag na lang kayong manood. Wag na lang kayong makinig. Because, of course, it will have a lot of spoilers. So, yung movie is entitled Marry Me. Hindi ko rin alam na meron ng ganitong mga movies until I checked kung ano yung showing, what's screening yesterday. So, yung lead actress is Jennifer Lopez, si J-Lo. And yung kanyang leading man, dalawa. Yung isa, hindi ko kilala, but I think singer din yun. Yung isa, si Owen Wilson. So, si J-Lo, yung pangalan niya dito sa movie is si Kat Valdez. And si Owen Wilson is Charlie. But it starts this way. Kat Valdez, isa na siyang sikat na singer. Just like kung gaano kasikat na singer-dancer si J-Lo ngayon. And meron siyang fiancé na si Sebastian. Pareho silang Hispanic. And pareho silang mga Hollywood na stars. Meron silang song na ginawa. Yung song nila, yung title, Marry Me. Silang dalawa yung nagsulat. And then, sa kanilang ultimate concert, kakantahin nila yon. Yung plan nila is kakantahin nila yon, they will perform, and then, right then and there, sa concert nila, with expected na 20 million people to watch, they will exchange vows. So, yung kanilang kanta na Marry Me, and then they will also get married on that day sa kanilang concert. So, grabe yung preparation, sobrang ganda, lahat na lang ng news, sila yung coverage all over the world. Ganun talaga ka-sensational yung upcoming concert nila. And everything's doing well. Pareho silang maganda, gwapo, sobrang bagay na bagay. siya din yung, I think, one of the longest relationship ni Kat Valdez daw during that time kasi 1.5 years na sila magkasama. So, sure na talaga. And the guy is also very sweet and excited na daw siya for that day, for a few hours after, because he finally get to call her his wife. And so, everything's doing well. So, nag-concert na. However, nung papunta na ng concert, si Kat Valdez, siya una yung nag-perform because I think it was really her concert. At tapos sasabay lang si Sebastian nun. But during that time, biglang merong parang commotion sa backstage. Hindi nakita ni Kat kung ano yun. Basta na-feel na lang niya na something is off at yung mga tao parang may tinatago. And then, before we proceed to that, merong isang other side of the story, which is si Charlie Gilbert. So, si Charlie Gilbert is isa siyang divorcee na math teacher na merong isang anak. So, ano siya, single dad na nag-exchange sila ng kanyang wife sa kanilang anak ng custody from time to time. But the child is currently with him kasi yung anak niya doon nagsuschool sa kanyang school where he is teaching. So siya yung dad na very boring, absorb lang sa school, at siya yung head ng math club, yung nerd and kind dad. Tapos yung anak niya, si Lou, mga 9 years old, nasa stage siya na gusto niyang parang independent siya. So ayaw na niyang magkasabay sila ng daddy niya papunta ng school. And then gusto niya hindi siya ma-associate sa papa niya na teacher din sa school. And then si Charlie, he is of course, love na yung anak niya. So nagsuspy siya sa kanyang anak. And then nakikipagkwentuhan siya sa other friend ng kanyang anak na kasama sa math club. Kinikwento niya kung ano daw yung interest ng kanyang anak. And then doon, he was able to realize na yung anak pala niya, parang looking down on him at yung kinikwento ng kanyang anak sa kanyang friends is kung gaano ka-cool yung bagong boyfriend ng kanyang mommy. Na very adventurous, marami daw siyang ginagawa kapag nandun sila, na very exciting. And then, of course, he felt a little bad. So, nung umuwi sila, nagpakita siya ng mga photos nila back when they were still together na kanyang ex-wife at kasama si Lou nung baby pa. And they also went parasailing. Parang pinakita niya na meron din siyang adventurous side. Pero si Lou, sabi niya, actually wala na akong naalala from all of that. Yung ganun. And you used to be funny, yung mga ganun. But something went on na parang nag-iba na. So he felt bad, but of course, wala siyang magagawa. Tapos, dinismiss na siya ng kanyang anak na gusto niya matulog. And then, the next day, meron siyang kaibig, yung guidance counselor. So, yung guidance counselor, babae. But, meron siyang, hindi sila talo. Because the guidance counselor na babae, merong girlfriend. So, meron sana siya yung fan ni Kat Valdez. At bumili siya ng 3 ticket para sa kanyang girlfriend and the other one. But, that time mismo, nag-break sila ng kanyang girlfriend. So, she was so devastated at gusto niya ipakita na she can also have fun. So, in-invite niya si Charlie sa concert na yon. And sabi ni Charlie, hindi ko nga siya kilala kasi wala talaga siyang idea on all those things. So, pinunta niya, and then sabi ng kanyang friend na kailangan pumunta ka kasi wala akong kasama. Tapos sabi niya, hindi pwede, I don't have time. And then sabi niya, hindi, kailangan pumunta, especially na naka-timing ka na yung suot mo ngayon, it flatters your body, yung mga ganon. And then sabi ni Charlie, he has to take care of Lou, yung kanyang anak. So sabi ng kanyang friend, perfect, 3 yung ticket ko. So, sama natin si Lou. And who knows, maybe she will think you're cool. Para daw maging cool ka rin sa paningin ng anak mo. And that idea because gusto nga niyang maging cool para sa kanyang anak. Sumama siya. And then, so, nandun na sila sa concert, di ba? So, meron silang mga placard. And since the concert is really Marry Me, yung concert, so merong placard yung kanyang kaibigan na guidance counselor ng school. And then, so, it's somewhere in between, binigay sa kanya yung placard. And siya, for the first time, doon pala niya nakita si Kat Valdez. Tapos, just like a normal tatay na walang ka-idea, nanonood lang siya, smiling, but wala talagang kahit hindi niya kilala, first time niya nakita yon. And then, going back na sa backstage, si Kat Valdez, di ba na-feel niya merong commotion, na siya nasuot niya na yung wedding dress niya, it's, very extravagant, and then, ginawa ng world famous din na designer. It's full of ilang thousands of crystals daw yun. Basta it's really glittering at sobrang ganda. And yung manager niya, kita niya na merong hawak-hawak na phone na parang ayaw ibigay sa kanya. And then papunta sana sa kanya si Sebastian, but pinigilan ng kanyang manager na not now. Yung parang ganon. And so si Kat, siya na yung on cue. Siya na yung lalabas sa stage. And then just before siya iakyat sa stage, nakuha niya yung phone ng kanyang manager at doon niya nakita. It's a video of Sebastian and her assistant. Assistant mismo ni Kat Valdez. And nakita niya that they were intimate. So the whole time pala, si Sebastian was cheating on her. So, nalaman niya yon seconds only before siya umakyat sa stage. And so, nung pag-akyat niya sa stage, lahat ng tao, buong arena, was cheering on her. Pero yung mukha niya, sobrang lungkot at umiiyak at halos hindi siya makatayo. Because she just learned. Nakala niya the best day of her life, magpapakasal siya. And all of a sudden, cheated on her pala. So, nagsabi siya na she was about to break down at parang gano'n na nga at wala na siya magagawa. But she just made a speech na yun. Na sometimes, we all thought of this idea of love that is so perfect. Yung akala natin, eto na lahat. And it turned out to be a lie. Kahit pa sobrang ganda yung plano mo, kahit pa ginawa mo na lahat, but sometimes it may not end up as that because, yun nga, there are people talaga who will cheat on you. So, yung kanyang sinabi is, so tonight, if I want something different, so hindi na yung naplano niya na extravagant wedding of 20 million people watching, na expecting her and Sebastian to be married. And sabi niya, tonight I will do something different na hindi in-expect ng lahat. Tapos, nag-scan lang siya sa stage. Nag-scan lang siya from the stage. Nag-scan siya from the audience. And then nakita niya si Charlie. Hawak-hawak yung placard na Marry Me. Tapos sabi lang niya, why not? Yes. You. Tinuro niya si Charlie. Yes, I will marry you. So, tinuro niya si Charlie as someone na handpick niya sa stage, from the stage, at pinaakyat. Tapos si Charlie, parang hindi alam kung anong nangyari. But because he is really a good guy and an emotional guy, he felt na this woman is really in a brink of a nervous breakdown. And since he is a gentleman, at pinush din siya ng kanyang anak at ng kanyang friend and the rest of those people in the concert, pumunta siya. And since ready na yung kasal, they get married. So, yung parang nag-execute ng ceremony, Kat Valdez, do you take this guy? Kasi hindi nila alam kung anong pangalan eh. And then I do na si Kat Valdez. Tapos, and you, some guy, do you take Kat Valdez as your wife? Tapos siya, yung sagot lang niya, okay. And we will take okay. And so, they were married instantly that time. So, yun, if pwedeng sumabog yung internet, parang sumabog naman yung internet that time because biglaan nga na sudden twist of fate. And then after, fast forward, natapos na yung concert, and then pumunta na sila backstage at nandun na si Sebastian trying to ask for forgiveness. Tapos tinatawag yung albino si Owen Wilson, and si Owen Wilson or si Charlie is also trying to defend her. And tapos, umalis na sila. So, in the car, dun pa lang sila first nagkausap. But since very heartbroken nga si Kat, wala rin silang masyadong napag-usapan. So, sabi na niya, umuwi ka lang muna, ihatid ka lang ng driver. And so, pumasok na si Kat sa kanyang hotel, sa kanyang bahay, and nakita niya doon lahat ng mga shows, lahat ng news is all making fun of her or kung ano yung nangyari, you know, yung mga stand-up comedians, yung mga late night shows, siya yung pulutan. Ayun, umiiyak lang siya. And then si Charlie naman, hindi makapaniwala ko ano nangyari, but he went on. Pero alam niya na it was just like not really a real thing. But comes morning, yung manager ni Kat, sinabi na, so we will end the contract na. Kasi hindi pa naman yun na-file yung marriage ninyo. So we will retract it and then bayaran na lang natin si Charlie, ipasign natin ang non-disclosure agreement para tapos na. While Kat Valdez is doing her morning exercise and yoga. Tapos naisip niya, hindi pwede na she will just live as laughingstock na siya lang ay magiging kawawa and appear like a desperate woman. So sabi niya, why not panindigan ko? Instead of ending it, why not na pagpatuloy natin? And we will see. Tapos, of course, that idea is so absurd para sa kanyang manager. Pero sabi niya, just until all of these chaos die down. Yung parang just to bridge the gap until such time na makalimutan na ng tao yung nangyari. So, kinausap din niya si Charlie. Pumunta siya kay Charlie. Tapos si Charlie, wala talagang interest din. Pero since nandun yung friend niya na guidance counselor at sinabing, and Charlie is of course not interested. But sinabi ng guidance counselor, that can help the children. Like the money that you will get instead of 3 months, going 6 months, and then maybe she can donate a whole math wing sa school. And si Charlie, ayaw talaga niya. But he also knows na kawawa talaga si Kat that time. So out of his kind heart, nag-say yes siya. Pero yung kanyang schedule, ganun pa rin. Nag-teach pa rin siya sa school, meron siyang math club, ganun. And yung time na yon, kailangan na siya pumunta para makita niya kung anong ginagawa ni Kat. Meron lang silang mga everyday, may mga little exposures. Dapat meron silang ma-post sa Instagram or parang a day in her life. So pumunta siya doon and she saw Kat na pagigising pa lang sa umaga, nung nag-make pa lang siya ng kanyang smoothie. It's all sponsored. It's all parang commercial talaga na lahat ay filmed. Every moment of her life is filmed. So he really felt na hindi talaga ito para sa kanya. But when he got to know Kat, nakita niya na she's really a real person din. Kaya nga lang na nalagay na siya sa ganyang situation. And then meron silang press conference. So, hindi din niya alam kung paano siya i-brief, pero minake-upan siya. And sabi lang ni Kat na, you just be yourself. Although, si Kat, nag-agree na lang ipatuloy yung kanyang wedding, yung kanyang marriage with Charlie. Because, sabi nga niya kanyang manager, akalain mo yun, out of all those thousands of people in that coliseum, in that area, in that concert, yung nakuha mo pa is a single dad with no criminal record and is a math teacher na sobrang ganda yung status sa community, like loved by by the community where he is living. And somewhat, halos ka-age pa sila. So, imagine the coincidence na yun pa yung napili niya. And so, sa press conference na nga, so every reporter, alam niyo naman yung mga reporter, the way they probe, si Kat halos hindi makasagot. Although she's good, she can answer some queries, pero the way she answered, kasi sobrang crazy naman talaga yung nangyari, na bigla ka magpapakasal, tapos yung mga joke nila, baka pumunta ka ng beach, and then kung sinong lifeguard doon, papakasalan mo na, kung sino, pumunta ka ng hotel, kung sino yung bellboy doon, papakasalan mo na agad, ganun. But when they asked Charlie, si Charlie, kasi nerd siya, so sabi niya, we were married like last night, yung parang ganun. And now, we now have the chance to get to know each other. Parang positive. So, maganda lang yung kanyang nasabi. And then sabi niya na if it will not work, then okay lang. Because actually, yung marriage, it actually started not about love, but it's about business. It's about building empires. It's about making your resources bigger for merging properties, yung mga ganun. So, actually, yung ginawa nila, it's just like consistent with how marriage was supposed to be to start with. Kaya nga lang, it all got distorted later on when it now became a symbol of love and all the expectations are already there. So somewhat, that press conference, si Kat mismo, na-admire si Charlie. Nakita niya kung gano'n siya ka-real, how he is also kind, and how he's also like intelligent, and just a gentleman na na-save niya si Kat during that time. And dun pa lang, instantly, para nagkaroon na sila ng fans na silang the couple. And so, they already planned out kung ano yung mga next moves nila. And slowly, yung pinaka-gist ng story, they started getting close. Tapos si Kat minsan, kahit nasa Paris siya or nasa Hong Kong siya or kahit saan pa man siya, they always call each other. Tapos pagkatapos na sabi lang ni Charlie, like, basta just call me whenever you're lonely. And then, after a while, nag-ring ng phone. Si Kat nagsabi, I'm lonely. Tapos sobrang tawa ni Charlie because 30 seconds pa lang yun. It's just been 30 seconds. Then, tinurn down natin yung call. And then, tumawag siya ulit saying that she is lonely. That time, papunta siya daw sa isang private. Sabi ni Charlie, ano yung private? So, a private pala for those superstars. Kinukuha sila ng mga billionaires for a private event. So, it's an exclusive event. Like siya, that time sa Japan yun or sa Hong Kong, basta somewhere in Asia. For the crazy rich Asians na magpa-perform siya. So it's not a concert just for few people. Pero the pay is like you having a concert. Ganon yung private. So may mga ganon pala. So later, they somewhat got close. And then one day, si Kat nag-visit sa school ni Charlie. So, sobrang cute. So, sobrang nag-click sila ng mga bata and they were all dancing. And everyone is somewhat rooting for both of them na. And nakita na nga doon si Lou, yung anak ni Charlie. Kasi si Lou, meron din siyang issue in life. Kasi before siya nag-transfer sa school na yon, doon siya nag-aaral sa isang school. And then during the mathalon, it's like the biggest competition for math. Nag-stage fright. And then hindi niya na maalala. So after nun, parang iniwasan niya na yung math. But Charlie knows na si Lou is sobrang galing talaga when it comes to math. Kaya nga lang, nagka-stage fright lang. Nag-panic attack siya in the middle. Kaya ayaw na niya. But since Kat arrived in their life at parang na-inspire na rin si Lou finally sumali sa math club ng daddy niya. And when Kat came in, nagkita sila ni Lou doon. And then, sinabi niya na, I'm not always, because, ano siya, inallow niya yung mga kids to ask questions. So, yung mga questions sa mga kids is funny. Merong isa nagtanong, bakit daw you chose our teacher Charlie over Sebastian? Why is he better than Sebastian? Tapos yung tagot lang niya, because Charlie didn't cheat on me with my assistant. And then tawang-tawa sila. And then nag-ask yung isa, were you always this good? Always this great? Tapos sabi niya, actually hindi. Meron din akong time before that I choked. So, pinakita niya, merong isang nerd na bata doon. Sige, you lift up the video of me concert 2013. At doon nga, nakita nila na si Kat biglang na-choke. Bigla niyang hindi na mas makakanta yung lyrics ng song na siya mismo yung gumawa. So, nagtanong si Lou. So, ano yung ginawa mo when you blacked out? When you forgot the lyrics of the song that you wrote? So, sabi niya, yung ginawa ko, I focused my concentration on something else. So, nag-focus siya na nag-focus sa kanyang dance steps. So, he focused on the dance steps so hard para makalimutan niya yung takot niya being on the stage. And then, after that, she was able to recall the lyrics and the concert went on. So, it was just her own way of actually helping Lou na to gather confidence again. Na a one-time incident sa buhay mo where you performed worse should not be the sole na sasabi kung ano ka maging. So there's always a way to turn things around and for you to get yourself out of that situation, you can just change your focus. Magre-refocus ka on something else and then you will be able to perform again. Pero, sa totoo lang, si Kat, she intentionally told that story to really help Lou. Kasi alam niya kung ano yung history niya before in the previous mathalon. So, yun. So, sobrang happy na sila and then everything's going well. And then eventually, si Sebastian nagpaparamdam ulit. Parang sinusuyo ulit si Kat, and then si Kat parang mag-give in na rin. And then meron siyang, although hindi pa sila parang official noon ni Charlie, but they are somewhat going out and then started to be comfortable with each other. Tapos si Kat, when he said na pupunta siya ng Puerto Rico and alam ni Charlie na nandun din si Sebastian, so nagsabi lang si Charlie na maybe you have to think kung ano talaga yung gusto mo. Because if he cheated on you before, maybe he's really not that good. Most likely, he will do it again. And then, you deserve better. And all of that talk. Tapos si Kat, yung gusto pa rin niya is alam niya na yung life nila ni Sebastian sana at yun yung parang pinaka-ideal, di ba? Especially when it comes to her work. Pero sabi ni Charlie, if ever you decide not to go to Puerto Rico on the same day, is magkakaroon pala ng dance formal. Yung parang JS prom in the US. And ako, as a teacher, kailangan silang mag-monitor. But they can also bring a date. So if you consider, pwede kang sumama sa akin. So sabi ni Kat, are you asking me to the dance? So si Charlie, sabi niya, supposedly, if meron lang tayong locker, mag-iiwan sana ako ng note. Kasi yun yung ginagawa nila, di ba? If you ask the girl to the dance, to the prom, mag-iiwan ka ng locker. But since you are here, so I would just ask you. And the next scene is, si Kat, hinatid na ng kanyang driver. And then, pagdating niya sa school, nandun na, naghihintay si Charlie. And then, nilagyan siya ng, yung parang, yung parang flower na nilalagay sa kamay. And then, siya din, nilagyan din niya si Charlie. So, they were on a date. So, ang cute lang kasi yung guidance counselor to protect Kat, no phones allowed during the whole time of the ng prom, ng dance. And then, so, after, nagkwentuhan sila, sobrang happy siya. And it was actually her first pala na attendance sa semi-formal dance. And she's having a great time. And pumunta siya ng stage. And sabi ni Charlie, saan ka pupunta? Sabi niya, I'm gonna do a private. So, yung ginawa niya, nag-perform siya. Umakyat siya sa stage, and nag-perform siya ng song. So, yung song pa lang na yun, that was the very first song na ginawa niya before, way back when she was still in high school. Yung parang yung edad niya is pareho ng mga students doon. And then yung lyrics ng song is something about what comes after love. Because even if she had been heartbroken, even if maraming disappointments when it comes to love, yung idea is hindi siya mag-give up, but she just have to know kung ano yung mangyayari after love. But it's a very nice song. Tapos si Charlie, since hindi naman niya kilala yon, tuwang-tuwa lang siya. And the music teacher na bading that time, siya lang yung nakakaalam ng song na yon. Kasi it was super fun pala talaga siya ni Kat, na when Kat arrived sa dance, yung kanyang glee club, yung kanyang choir club, kinakanta pa niya ng Marry Me, parang intro, at nagpa-fan sign siya. And then, since super fan siya, alam niya yung chords. So, siya yung nagitara. And then, Kat performed the song. And then, it was a very, very lovely evening. And, since it was a beautiful night, after that, they somewhat became intimate. And, umuwi sila ni Charlie sa bahay ni Charlie. And dun siya nag-stay overnight. Tapos sabi pa ni Charlie, that song is my next favorite song, is my new favorite song. Tapos sabi ni Kat, bakit? Ano ba yung previous favorite song mo? Sabi niya, yung parang theme song ng Camelot. Yung Camelot na yung mga sa time ni Camelot, yung about magic. Basta it's a very, very old song. Tapos pinakinggan nila. Meron pala siyang player sa kanyang bahay. Yung yung disc na very old. Yung plaka. And then nakinig sila. And it was a very, very depressing song. But it was at least new. And si Kat, she loved it. And somewhat, they got intimate. And by the morning na nagising na si Charlie, wala na siyang damit. Tapos wala na rin si Kat sa bed. Tapos he felt so bad. Pero pag talikod niya, nandun si Kat, wearing his own shirt, tapos kumakain lang ng apple. And nakita niya, Kat was already canceling her appointment for the day to be with him. And so, parang sila na officially. And so, yun ang maganda. So, those are the good parts. And, they became so close and intertwined na yung kanilang buhay. They even made arrangements na si Kat can live a day na walang assistants, na hindi mag-depend sa kanyang assistant. And si Charlie naman, as a challenge, ginawa niya ng social media na presence. And in a matter of 45 minutes, yung Instagram ni Charlie, instantly, meron ng 500,000 followers. Ganon kagrabe yung influence ni Kat. And everything, kasi si Kat, yung kanyang struggle din is, kahit pa gano'n siya kasikat, pero she was not recognized talaga when it comes to her voice. So, yun yung parang yung kanyang frustration for her to be recognized as a singer talaga. And yun din daw yung reason why she fell in love before with Sebastian. Kasi it was Sebastian who made her confident to sing. Binigyan siya ng necklace na with a pendant na merong sing na engrave. And so yun yung kanyang frustration. And then when everything is already doing well with both of them, bigla-bigla na dumating si Sebastian kasama yung kanyang team. And then, sinabi sa kanya that she was nominated for the Grammys. And yun yung kanyang ultimate dream. And then, sobrang happy siya. Parang yung, that moment, parang nakalimutan niya na ang lahat sa paligid. And then, she was just focused on her happiness. But, she was still grounded. Nakita pa rin niya si Charlie. Pero si Charlie, maybe also because of his insecurities, felt somewhat off. And then, narinig niya when Kat called Sebastian's name. Iba yung kanilang tono, Sebastian or something. Basta, na-feel niya na parang meron pa ring endearment. So, he put Kat on the side and sinabi niya, pwedeng wag mo lang siyang tawagin ganon. Kasi parang nagsiselos na siya. And then, he is happy with her. Pero, you know, yung bigla niya atang na-realize that they were really so far apart. And kailangan umalis ni Kat, and then they went on, and then kailangan nilang gawin yung functions for the award. And the ultimate nga na kanilang way to make sure na parang mananalo siya is for her to have a concert with Sebastian. And then, ipa-perform nila yung supposedly na kanilang ultimate performance on their supposedly wedding day. So, parang siyang struggle sa kanilang dalawa. But Charlie was being so supportive. Of course, you need to do that and all that, ganyan. And then everybody in the world, nadala na naman sila sa popularity and then sa bagong scenario na they are back together. And yung concert nga, it really went on. Kahit pa si Kat, because she knows kung ano yung nararamdaman Charlie. But eventually, nag-push through yung concert kahit walang dancers. So it's just like a ballad silang dalawa lang. And the performance is really, really beautiful. Kasi sobrang gwapo din ni Sebastian, sobrang ganda ni Kat, and sobrang brilliant sila na performers. And it was a success. So in short, naging very successful yon, and it felt like something na merong bud off ulit when it comes to love story ni Kat and Sebastian. And si Charlie, nanonood lang sa kanilang bahay kasama yung kanyang friend na guidance counselor and yung anak niya. And after that, he ran going to Kat parang sa after party. And Kat was really happy to see him. Pero yung intention pala niya to go there is to tell her na this is really where you are supposed to be, na parang we had our great time, but we are really very different. Yung in psychology, ano yun brace for loss effect. Yung bago ka pa masaktan, uunahan mo na. So yung ginawa niya, inunahan na niya. So si Kat, in the middle of the night na where she was very, very happy, so parang siyang nagsabi, are you breaking up with me that time? And then, while in that party, si Sebastian, siya yung kumakanta sa stage. At yung kanyang new song is yun yung kinakanta niya, and it's about second chances. So parang nagpaparinig. And then they turned si Kat on stage, and then everybody was cheering on them. And then wala siyang magagawa. Sinabi ni Charlie, you have to go. And then nung pumunta na siya, and the next time na lumingon siya, wala na si Charlie. So yun yung time na officially parang nag-break na talaga sila. So si Kat just went on with her life, pero meron siyang lungkot. And then si Charlie naman, hindi talaga maka-escape. Nag-change na ng season, nagkaroon na ng snow na, nag-Christmas, and then parang nag-summer na ulit. And then everywhere he goes, nakikita niya yung poster ni Kat, yung kinakain ni Kat, yung kanyang iniinom na Vitamix, lahat-lahat. So he was really reminded. Until one day, si Kat, nagkaroon sila ng guesting, both of them and Sebastian. And then siya, kasi merong quote parati si Charlie na sinasabi, na if you are stuck with a problem, if you sit on it for long, the answer will just come to you. Na hintayin mo lang. It will just come to you. And si Kat, for the longest time, meron na siyang sinisimulang song. Meron na siyang melody for it because she's playing piano. Pero wala pang lyrics. And then later, Well, times na parang naisip niya si Charlie, even if wala na sila, she was able to come up with the lyrics. At yun na yung naging new single niya. So the title was On My Way. And then as they flash on what's happening sa life ni Kat and sa life ni Charlie, yung kanta ni Kat umaakyat sa top 10. From top 10, 9, 10. Una, mas mataas pa yung segundo ni Sebastian, na yung about second chances. And then later on, lumagpas na siya. Her new single na On My Way, mas nasa top na on the Billboard, and then until it really became number 1. And then nagkaroon sila ng guesting dalawa. So it's the late night show na guesting, yung comedian na parating nagmamock sa kanya before. So yung kanilang story, like, you sang the song Marry Me, and then after it happened, but then si Sebastian also wrote about second chances, and then you wrote You're on Your Way. So ano na, it's like, dapat ang next song niya is Get Back Together Already. Yung parang ganon. And then, that time, na-realize ni Kat na no, hindi niya ginawa yung On My Way for Sebastian. Actually, ginawa na yun for Charlie. Her inspiration sa song na yun was Charlie. And yung assistant niya, yung parang PA na nagpe-prepare sa kanya on the stage, pina-follow yung account na si Charlie. Or kahit hindi si Charlie, yung mga nagpo-post lang on his behalf, na that day na pala yung mathalon, yung pine-prepare ng mga bata for the competition. That day na pala yon, at sobrang layo, parang super probinsya na super isolated. And nakita din niya na that time na si Sebastian nag-flirt na naman sa PA na yon. So nakita talaga niya Sebastian is really hopeless. And hindi niya matanggal sa isipan niya yung mathalon. And so, iniwan niya yung whole set, and kahit sa sobrang hirap na situation, she flew on her own. Kasi si Charlie, gusto niya maging independent si Kat. So she flew on her own, na sumakay siya sa economy class, and then nilibre niya yung buong flight ng economy class for some food. And then sabi niya, but kung meron sa inyong very, very thick winter clothes dyan, kung pwede kong bilhin or hiramin. Because yung place pala kung saan yung mathalon is a place where it's really, really cold. So dumating siya doon, and then walang kahit anong sasakyan. But good thing, nandun yung friend ni Charlie na guidance counselor. Kasi tinawagan pala siya ng manager ni Kat na alam niyang pupunta siya doon. And so, meron silang kinontratang bus driver para ihatid sila. And all the while, yung team nila Charlie is nasa finals na. And yung team na kalaban nila is a three-peat na champion. And sila, first time pa lang sila nakasali on that level. At yung final na battle, si Lou, yung anak ni Charlie, siya yung mag-answer ng question. And that time, nag-freeze na naman siya. And when nag-freeze siya, si Charlie, walang magawa. Ginawa niya yung dance steps na sinabi ni Kat. And then he performed the dance steps. Tapos tawang-tawa yung iba. Anong weird na to ng kanilang math coach at saka yung dad na sumasayaw. And then nakita din siya ni Lou. And si Lou sumayaw din. Because yun yung trick na sinabi ni Kat, di ba? Na when you refocus on something else, you will tend to remember the other one. And so sumasayaw-sayaw siya in the stage. And just when the time sat off, naka-answer siya. And yung answer niya is correct. Kaya nga lang, it's a split of second late. So, hindi sila nanalo. Pero si Charlie was already very, very proud of her. Kasi nga, tama yung sagot niya. And na-overcome niya yung kanyang stage fright that time. So, it's really good. And that time na din, dumating na rin si Kat. And sinabi rin niya that she was happy. And si Charlie, parang sobrang happy na din. And nag-speech na si Kat. So, her speech is about love and so that, yung ganon-ganon. And sobrang ganda. And then this time, kumuha rin siya ng placard. Siya na naman yung nasa audience side. And si Charlie kasi doon yung marathon, di ba? And then, nung hindi pa nakasagot si Charlie, meron pa siyang second placard. Marry me again. So it's the second time na that they will get married. Kasi nga, nag-marry na sila before, di ba? And so, nag-say yes si Charlie. And they became together ulit. So, yun lang yung story na pinaka-gist. Pero sobrang cute lang na after that, everyone is happy. Tapos yung kalaban nila na math teacher hooked up with the assistant of Kat, yung bagong assistant niya, nagka-love life sila. And then bigla-bigla, sobrang dami na. The story ended up with real people na nagsabi kung how they met. Like there was this one guy na they only saw each other online sa dating app first day. And then the second day, nag-invite na, are you going to come with me to the woods? Magka-camping daw siya. Sabi ng girl, I think nakakatakot to. But still, pumunta siya. And that was 6 years ago. And sabi ng lalaki, buhay pa naman siya. So may mga ganan. Yung iba din, 81 years ago, silang dalawa, they were born on the same parang hospital, 2 days apart while they were on diapers. And right now, they are back in the same place, still wearing diapers. Pero sila, 81 years old na. So, sobrang, yun lang yung mga cute. So, it's just a common fairy tale love story. But, it's cute. And yun lang. It's a story na I want to share with you. And para makwento ko rin kay mami. Kasi yun talaga yung ginagawa namin. We share the story of the movie that we watch, but para makakasave tayo ng energy and time, lagay na lang natin dito para ma-record, para pwede na pakinggan ni mami later when she is already up. So, yun lang. So, that movie was Marry Me, si Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson, showing pa ngayon in most of the cinemas here. If gusto niyo panoorin, pero generally, kung gusto niyo, kung mahilig kayong sumayaw at kumanta, then it's worth it. Kasi sobrang ganda rin yung kanilang performance. Para kang nanonood ng concert talaga. But for the story itself, it's just an average na story. And it's something that I just want to share with you all. So, yun lang. It's already 9:09 and 6.5 kilometers. So, dal-dal, no? Maraming salamat, everybody. Chat, Dorothy, Noel, Lisa, Beth, Rona, Rochelle. I hope you were able to enjoy a little in this morning's chika. Kwento lang talaga about another story na hindi ko alam kung mapapanood nyo or not. But anyway, that is the movie that I watched yesterday. And maybe next time, hindi ko alam kung merong upcoming movie. And I will also share them with you. Good morning, everybody. Have a great day. Actually, kailangan ko nang bumalik na din kasi we will have a long operation today. So, yeah. Magtatrabaho na tayo. Magsisimula na yung araw natin. And I hope you will have a very productive weekend and a good day. Always, every day. Goodbye, everybody. Maraming salamat. Bye. See you tomorrow.